Howdy do, y'all. This is John, and welcome back to my 5th Annual Horror-Athon. Today, we are talking about Evil Dead, a movie from 2013. And in Evil Dead, it deals with this group of friends who go to this cabin to help one of them out with recovering from drug addiction. And of course, one of the friends is an idiot and reads from this real creepy book that's clearly made of human flesh. And now, unfortunately, this demon's been loose. It's possessing people. And the only way to stop the demon is to just kill everyone. Okay, so to get things started, first and foremost, every time I do a horror-athon, I always pick one horror movie I have not seen yet. This is this year's pick. And the reason why I haven't seen it, even though it came out 11 years ago, and I was 15 at the time, is because at the time, there were so many horror remakes and reboots being done, that I was just sick of it. I was sick of it. I was sick and tired of seeing horror remakes and reboots, and I just never gave this film a chance 11 years ago. However, this Evil Dead has garnered a very strong cult following in the 11 years since then, which is something that Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Piranha did not do. Unlike those other remakes and reboots, people loved this film. So I finally decided to go ahead and check it out. And yeah, I can see why. I can see why this movie's loved and has a cult following, unlike all of those other dreadful remakes and reboots we were getting at the time. This honestly is actually better than the original Evil Dead. Case in point, the original Evil Dead, it was a horror film. I know they tried to claim it's a horror comedy, but it's not. The horror comedy claim is because Sam Raimi and company could not afford effective scares, and all the makeup just looked like face paint. Whereas this one, yes, just like the original, it's a horror film. However, the people who made this one actually had the resources to make an effective horror film. Not only that, but the story itself is honestly better. In the original, it's just this group of friends going to a cabin for the weekend. Nothing special there. This one, there's actually kind of a point in them being isolated so much. Because, again, one of them is a recovering drug addict. They're trying to help her out through withdrawal. Which, alone in the cabin in the woods with friends, honestly, that kind of sounds like both the smartest and dumbest decision ever. On one hand, you can effectively get through withdrawal. On the other hand, if your friends screw up, you're dead. Not only that, but with the original film, the only character worth mentioning is Ash Williams. That is it. And Bruce Campbell, who plays him, is the only, good actor in the entire movie. But this one, it's kind of like a mixed bag of, likable and unlikable characters, but they're all played by good actors. Mia, who's the recovering drug addict, is probably one of the best characters in the entire film. But you also have David, who's trying to be the responsible older brother, trying to help her out with this whole situation. Yes, he's the responsible older brother. He did screw up and cause, her to be a drug addict. And now he's just trying to fix it. He's responsible for it. He knows that. And he's trying to fix it. Also, the makeup effects in this film are incredible. Makeup effects to create the wounds and, just the outright brutal violence that this franchise is known for. They are incredible. Some of it's also mixed in with some CGI, not to remove the makeup effects, but to actually improve on what the makeup effects are doing. You hardly even notice it. You hardly even noticed the CGI. Probably only like one moment in the entire film I kind of noticed there was a little bit of CGI going on. But that's just one moment. Now, in terms of problems, well, just like the original Evil Dead, it is stupidity that causes the demon to, be summoned. You've got this book made of human flesh, written in human blood, and you don't think twice about reading from it. Not only that, but whoever the heck used it at last, even further, wrote in there saying, don't read this. Don't read this. Don't do anything. Still reads from it. It is sheer stupidity that causes this whole thing. On all Evil Dead the reboot, I would honestly agree that, yes, this is better than the original. I understand that the original was kind of a cult classic. However, when it comes to the original Evil Dead series, I just prefer Evil Dead 2. This remake reboot thing is much better. The horror is more effective. The effects have aged very well for 11 years and going. Characters are more memorable. The acting is consistently good. And honestly, I would highly recommend this film. I'm going to give Evil Dead a 9. Well, that's all the time I have for today. And please remember, every Wednesday until October 31st, I will be doing a new horror review. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, please remember, the Podetsky will return.